Well, it's December, and that means, like it or not, Christmas is everywhere. While Halloween is, of course, the greatest holiday for a horror fan, I do so enjoy a Christmas horror movie. So, I've made a list of 10 must-watch horror flicks, which have become holiday traditions for me. Consider it my gift to you, the gift of horror recommendations. I mean, who doesn't love a homemade gift instead of something cool and useful, right? I typically start my stroll through holiday horror with the 2015 instant classic, A Christmas Horror Story. It's an anthology film comprised of smaller horror stories of varying Christmasy-ness, and as usual for anthology films, it has an overarching story which ties them all together in one way or another. It stars William Shatner and a handful of faces horror fans may recognize, such as Zoe DeGrand Mason, Amy Forsyth, and Julian Richings, and is a fun way to kick off the season. Much less of a fun movie, and only tangentially related to Christmas by taking place on Christmas Eve, in the new French Extremity darling, if you can call it that, pregnant widow Sarah must defend herself from a mysterious woman hell-bent on removing her unborn child with a pair of scissors. Christmassy! The mysterious woman, known only as La Femme, is terrifyingly portrayed by French A-list actor Béatrice Dalle. This one is incredibly intense, and it isn't for the faint of heart. You've been warned. Much more lighthearted and in the Christmas spirit, so to speak, is Anna and the Apocalypse. It is a Christmas-themed zombie apocalypse musical, and it's just a damn treat from front to back. The musical numbers are amazing. The characters are lovingly written and portrayed. The musical numbers are amazing, and did I mention that the musical numbers are amazing? As a personal favor to me, watch Anna and the Apocalypse. I actually convinced a non-horror fan to watch it based on it being a musical, and she genuinely loved it. So, if you want to compromise with somebody who dislikes horror, this is a great movie to do it with. The Day of the Beast, or thank you, is a Spanish horror comedy about a priest who travels to Madrid, the location at which on Christmas Eve the Antichrist will be born, in order to sin as much as possible, as fast as possible, in order to receive an invite to the birth from the devil so he can kill the Antichrist. He befriends a metalhead, a boarding house owner, and a television personality, and together they set off to save the world. It's hilarious, and there is really nothing like it. Alex Angulo's earnest portrayal of Father Cura is something you've got to see, and ends with a rap song by the same name of the film by GP and Zeto. The 90s were wild, man. Santa's Sleigh is another horror comedy after the true B-movie fashion. Santa, a powerful demon cursed to spread joy instead of terror for 1,000 years, is released from his curse just in time for Christmas 2005, and he sets out to make up for lost time, terrorizing and murdering the citizens of Hell Township, Canada. Yeah, you're not gonna watch this flick for clever in-jokes. Back to the serious horror. The Advent Calendar is another French entry, though not on par with the horror of new French Extremity films. It definitely delivers on well-crafted and a unique story, being genuinely pretty creepy when it sets out to be. It follows the story of a former dancer and paraplegic Eva who receives an antique handcrafted Advent calendar from a friend. As the days are counted, Eva comes to realize that the calendar has the ability to grant wishes, both conscious and unconsciously made. But there's a price to be paid for each one, and as the days go on, the prices become more and more devastating. Coming out only 2 years ago, it's hard to classify it as a tradition yet, but I'm definitely watching it for a third time this year. As a serial killer is being transported to his execution, a truck transporting some sort of poorly explained super soldier serum / bioweapon collides with his transport truck, turning him into an indestructible serial killer snowman. Oh yeah, and before this, the guy's name was already Jack Frost. It sounds stupid, and it is, but it's really damn funny, and it's basically a must-watch during the holiday season for a horror fan. Also, this is popular 90s and 2000s sex symbol Shannon Elizabeth's first film, and her part is memorable. It's the best. Better Watch Out, previously inexplicably known as Safe Neighborhood, is a smart little black comedy thriller with some excellent twists and turns. Without going too much into it and spoiling the surprise, it takes the trope of babysitter horror and turns it on its head, making it a pretty unique watch if you're down to try something new this season. We're getting to the favorites now. Rare Export's A Christmas Tale is a Finnish flick about a man obsessed with the real Santa Claus and works to unearth his tomb. Meanwhile, reindeer farmers struggling to get by capture a naked feral man in a wolf trap after discovering all of their reindeer brutally slaughtered. This one is real weird, and I dare say it's closer to dark fantasy than horror, but I never miss out on this during December. Great movie. The big one, the finale, the one I watch on Christmas Eve every year since release, Krampus, 2015. Definitely not to be confused with several other films of the same name. Truly the perfect mix of horror, dark comedy, and Christmas, Krampus is funny, creepy, and an instant classic. It's about a young boy of German descent who is the last one in his household to lose the Christmas spirit and tears up his annual letter to Santa Claus, which calls upon the titular Christmas devil, the Anti-Claus, Krampus, to come to his little slice of suburbia and punish those who have lost their way. Lock the doors, board up the windows, and keep the fire hot. It's gonna be a hell of a night. There you have it. Not all, but 10 of my favorite Christmas horror flicks I watched during December in roughly the order I watched them. I hope you haven't seen at least one of these so you can have something new to watch this season. I'm Smokey Lyle, this is Horror and Cats. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.